Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision making. Today, we're examining a powerful concept in economics and management, Goodhart's law, which warns us about the dangers of using metrics as targets. Goodhart's law is more than just a critique of measurement. It's a profound insight into how human behavior changes when we optimize for specific metrics. Think of it like a mirror that distorts what it reflects. Once you start measuring something as a target, it ceases to be a good measure. What makes this concept particularly powerful is how it reveals the unintended consequences of metric-driven management and helps us design better systems for evaluation and improvement. A fascinating historical example comes from the Soviet nail factories in the 1950s. When planners set production targets based on the number of nails produced, factories made millions of tiny, useless nails. When they changed the target to nail weight, factories produced a small number of huge, equally useless nails. This perfectly illustrates Goodhart's law. By making specific metrics the target, they inadvertently encouraged behavior that met the metric while defeating the original purpose. The factories optimized for the measurement, quantity or weight, rather than the true goal, producing useful nails. This example shows how metrics, when turned into targets, can lead to perverse incentives and unintended outcomes. In the modern business world, Yelp provides an illuminating example of Goodhart's law in action. When businesses realized that their star rating was crucial for attracting customers, some began aggressively pursuing higher ratings, not by improving service, but through techniques like offering incentives for positive reviews, harassing customers who left negative feedback, or creating fake reviews. This led to Yelp implementing increasingly sophisticated algorithms to detect fake reviews and policies against review solicitation. It's like an arms race, where the very act of measuring restaurant quality through ratings created a system that made the ratings less reliable as actual quality indicators. So, how can we apply Goodhart's law thinking in our daily lives? First, practice what I call metric triangulation. Instead of relying on a single measure of success, use multiple complementary metrics that are harder to game simultaneously. This might mean evaluating your fitness progress through a combination of strength, endurance, flexibility, and overall well-being rather than just weight or steps. It's like using multiple cameras to capture a complete picture rather than relying on a single angle. Second, implement purpose-centered measurement. Before establishing any metric, clearly define the underlying purpose you're trying to achieve. This could mean asking whether your social media follower count truly reflects meaningful engagement, or if your project's deadline metrics actually indicate quality and value delivered. It's like ensuring your compass is pointing to true north rather than being distracted by magnetic interference. Third, develop what I call gaming awareness. Learn to spot situations where people might be optimizing for metrics rather than true objectives. This means looking beyond surface-level achievements to understand how they were achieved and whether they reflect genuine progress. It's like being a wise coach who can distinguish between athletes who are truly improving and those who are just getting better at the tests. In conclusion, Goodhart's law reminds us that measurement shapes behavior, often in ways that undermine our original intentions. By understanding this dynamic, we can design better systems for evaluation and improvement that maintain focus on true objectives rather than proxy measurements. In a world increasingly driven by metrics and KPIs, this mental model helps us avoid the pitfalls of measuring the wrong things or measuring the right things in ways that make them wrong. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. Until next time, may your metrics be meaningful, your measurements be wise, and your progress be genuine. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by the podcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/free music.